Welcome back to Let's Get Real with Danny, the show where we talk about all things in life for your wellness, for physical, mental health, everything that we really focus on to help ourselves feel better overall. So, I'm Coach Danny. I am a nutrition coach, and today we're diving into more nutrition side of things because it is very important to me that people have a foundation that they can lean on that can lead them through any season of life and feel confident in any season of life as well. So that's what we're diving into today. We're really going to talk about some simple habits that you can do each day, and it doesn't have to be nutrition specific. It can be just anything that helps you feel better overall. So we're going to talk about what I call stupid, simple habits, and really allows you to feel confident every time that you do the things that you say you're going to do. That's where we start to build confidence. And I really want that to start to settle in for you. I want that to be something that you have each day. And this is one of the easiest things that you can do. And the things that I help my clients do is to really think about what is that stupid, simple thing that you can do that you can feel really good about at the end of the week. You did it every day or every other day, whatever makes sense for you. That's what we want to focus on. So today we're going to break it down into why we want them to be stupid simple, and then what are some of the options that you can choose to give you some inspiration in terms of okay, I want to lose weight. Where do I even start? That's usually the question that we have, right? Because we've done everything. We've tried all the diets, not still feeling like we're stuck and feels like we're overwhelmed every time we go into a diet. It just crash and burns after 2 weeks. And we want things to last because those things aren't building our confidence. Every time we feel like we have to quit or we fall off of something after 2 weeks, that's not confidence building. That's confidence crushing. And we don't want that here. We want to feel good. We want to feel confident, and we want to know that we can do those things and we can stick to the things that we say we want to do. It's just about making them a lot more realistic and sometimes just stupid simple. So the reason why I call it stupid simple habits is because you want it to feel like it's so stupid that you're even calling this a habit that you want to do, because it's so simple. I can't believe how stupid it is. It's, we've all heard that keep it simple, stupid. And I think it's better to say keep it stupid simple, because you're not stupid. You want the habit that you're wanting to instill, you want it to feel like there's zero resistance, or very little resistance to the thing that you want to do. So if you have I want to lose 10 pounds or I want to lose 50 pounds or that can feel very heavy and overwhelming. And you're okay, I just have to do what, right? Then what? What do we start with? And if we can take it super granular, and what I do with my clients is when we first start working together, we really look at exactly where they're at. So we do a 5-day assessment, and we look at, they track their food and they observe. It's not about judging yourself. It's about how can we see exactly where you're at to see, okay, where is that area of opportunity? And sometimes it's as simple as adding something to your breakfast. And we want to make it feel man, I feel stupid for not doing this already. But the goal is to say, oh, it's so stupid simple that I can do this every day and not even have to think about it anymore. And then we add another thing on top of it, so we can stack so much easier when the thing just feels so stupid simple. And that's what's going to build your confidence. So for example, when we're thinking about breakfast and someone's maybe they just have a coffee and a cookie or a granola bar or something just very basic. And I'm okay, well, a great step to helping you start to feel better, especially later in the day, is to front load your day with something, maybe with protein or, adding a little bit more to your breakfast. So it's I ask, what is that one thing that you feel is going to be so simple for you to follow through on? Because that's the thing that we want to focus on. We don't want to focus on the things that we think we should be doing, the things that we've been told that we should be doing, and the things that you're well, if I just had a whole breakfast, if I, fried 3 eggs and made turkey sausage and then made toast with it, if you're not already doing that, that's going to feel like a super heavy lift, right? We want to make it really light. So when we're looking at, okay, I'm not eating breakfast currently, I'm just currently grabbing a granola bar, what can you grab with that, right? What can we add to that? Even if it's like starting with a banana, like adding something to that granola bar, or maybe it's adding Greek yogurt. Maybe it's crumbling up the granola bar into the Greek yogurt and you're like, cool, like this is as good as it's going to get. Or maybe it's not even like focusing on the breakfast. Maybe you're like, I actually don't have time to have breakfast. If that's what you're feeling like in that moment and it feels so overwhelming to even add to your breakfast, it's like, okay, well, what part of the day do you feel like you can add? You know what? I do have some time in between breakfast and lunch that I could have a snack. Perfect. Then let's focus on that. And again, it's not about, these habits are about adding to your life, right? And it's about where in my day do I truly feel like there's a realistic area of opportunity. And especially with weight loss, it sometimes is really hard to see it on your own. So when I'm coaching someone, it's like, hey, let's zoom out as far as we need to say, where can we just like think very simply, and then in like movement, right? Like we can think about, if movement's feeling really heavy, then we need to focus on how can we make it even simpler, right? So again, going back to like, why are we making it so stupid simple? It's because if we have this big overarching goal, our brain goes, man, that is just like such a big task. I just don't think I can do that right now. And what we want to give it is something that is like an instant yes, very minimal resistance, something that it's like, oh yeah, I could do that. That's so simple. It's like stupid how simple that is. That's the reaction we want to when we have a new habit that we're going to instill. And it's not about just always staying super, super simple. It's just that first simple thing is going to then just explode into other things, right? So it's not that you're always, doing small things and it's not adding up to anything, and that you're like, oh, I'm just going to be doing simple things all the time. And then what? Like, then what's going to happen? What's going to happen is your confidence is going to increase. You're going to think of other things that you can add in because that other thing now is just a part of your life, and you're going to continually stack without even thinking about it. Like if you have a book, like think of a book, especially like a thick book, right? But if you look at one piece of paper in that book, it's so thin, it's so minute. It feels like how could that even be substantial? Like that's only one, maybe like a few paragraphs on that, right? That's such a small part of of the story. So when you stack that a bunch of pages with a bunch of text on it, it all starts to create a full story that you can fully understand, and it's fully realized, and it's substantial, right? You can, after you read a book that's thick, you're like, oh my gosh, like that was a big book. I read it, and I enjoyed it because I picked a book that I liked the genre of, and I made sure that I enjoyed the storyline, and we want to make it feel like it can easily be achieved, right? So when we think about that thin piece of paper is that first habit, right? That first page is that first habit, and you're like, man, I cruised through that no problem. And that's what we want. We want that feeling of like, I can do it. So when we start adding these simple habits, it's really helpful to hold ourselves accountable in a way that's like, again, we want it to be realistic. We want it to be something that we know is going to help us feel good. And we want to set a realistic goal. So when we're talking about setting these goals and setting these habits in place, we want to say, okay, here's the thing that I want to do. And this is a very good example because people do it all the time. They say, I want to work out every day of the week. Okay, great. So, or move their body, not necessarily work out, but they want to say go for a walk every day. Okay, great. My first question is, how often are you walking right now? I go, I'm not walking right now. No days in the week. No, maybe once a week. Okay, so we're walking one day a week, and you want to walk every day of the week. Going from one to no days to 7 days, heavy lift, right? Our brain goes, oh man, that's not our usual. That's not our heavy lift. It's very hard for our brain to like wrap around going from such a drastic change, right? It's like stepping outside from a nice, toasty, warm, you're sitting by the fire with a big blanket on, you're so warm, and then you step outside into the freezing cold and you're like, oh my God, you just want to run back inside, right? That's our brain saying that. Like, how are we going to do that? We don't want to do that. So how do we ease into that? How do we work up to that? We say, you know what? I'm not currently walking as often as I want to or at all. So I'm going to make it stupid simple and say, I'm going to play my favorite song. I'm going to go for a walk until that song is over, and then I'm going to walk back home or just listen to that song again, right? So it feels so stupid. Like, oh, I'm just going to play a song. I'm going to walk to that. It's like 3 minutes. It's like, yeah, exactly. 3 minutes or nothing. We get so caught up in saying, well, I have to do a half an hour walk every single day, and then that's where I'm going to reach my goals. It's like, if you try to do a half an hour walk every day and you haven't been walking and your feet are now sore, your body's aching, you're like, oh my gosh, like I can't keep this up, then you're not building resilience as much as you're building resistance, right? You're essentially telling your body's telling you like, no, we can't do this. But when we build slowly and incrementally, because naturally you're gonna set that 3-minute timer or play your song for 3 minutes, and you're probably gonna go for like 15 minutes because you're out there doing it, you're enjoying yourself, you're outside maybe and it's nice weather, and you're like, I'm just gonna go continue to do my walk. And it's not so much about setting the timer and saying I must do this thing for this amount of time, but it allows you to have a perspective of what you're capable of and what your capacity currently is. Because if you think about, okay, I want to walk every day for 30 minutes, but all I realistically have time for is like maybe that 5-minute walk. Maybe that's all you have time for. And maybe it's about allowing yourself to say like, once that timer's up, I can decide whether I want to continue or not because I've told myself 5 minutes, right? So often, if we tell ourselves half an hour and we're at like minute 15 and you're like, I'm so gassed. Like I can't even like think right now. I need to go home. I need to go eat something or I need to sleep. Like sometimes when we overdo it on the expectation of ourselves, when we fall short of that, again, breaks our confidence. So if we can start super, super simple and almost stupidly realistic, right? It's like, obviously I can do that every day. Obviously I can play a song every day and go for a walk to it. Like that's so doable. Okay, do that every day then. Do that instead of setting an unrealistic expectation of yourself because you haven't been following through on it, and say, I'm going to actually give myself a break here and say, I can do this at this level with the expectation that one day I am going to get to that half an hour because I've taken those steps, made it stupid simple from the get-go. And it's like, okay, well, how do we increase as we go as well? Because if we're like, oh, I'm doing, 10 minutes a day now, I could just jump right to 30. Test it, right? We want to test it. The next day, can we do 30? The next day after that, 30. Okay, the next day you're like, I'm so tired. I couldn't even do another walk. Okay, then maybe you overdid it, right? Then we adjust. And I think so many times we think, oh, I failed on the thing or I didn't do the thing. It's like, okay, sometimes that just means that you have to adjust where you're at, what your capacity really is. And the more that you set these stupid, simple habits, the more that you explore what you're capable of, it will allow you to see more of what your capacity truly is in the moments where you are tired or you are exhausted or you do need to rest. And maybe it's like, and sometimes rest is the stupid, simple habit, right? Sometimes rest is like, I don't find the time to just sit down and do nothing ever. It's like, okay, well, set a timer for 5 minutes and do nothing. That can be hard for someone too, right? So it's all about perspective. It's all about what your intention is behind the habit that you want to instill, right? So we want to lower the resistance, reduce the friction that we naturally have to something that we have this desire to do the thing, but we're feeling that resistance because it's different. It requires a different effort of ourselves. It puts us into a different state, right? Where we're trying to grow ourselves. But, if you're trying to snap yourself from like 0 to 100 within like a second or within a day, like that is a painful jump, right? Like, but if we can like, it's like trying to jump up a cliff, right? But if we can like slowly learn how to climb that cliff, be like, you know what? First things first, I'm going to learn how to just like do a pull up, right? Like that's my first step before I climb anything. I need to hold on to hang from a bar or something, right? Like I need to have grip strength. Like it's so stupid simple. It's like, oh, that's where I need to start. That's where I can start, right? And allowing yourself that grace to say like, oh, I can start there, not trying to just run to the finish line and say, I did it, but then you burn out and then you feel like you crash and burn again, because that's what a lot of the industry, a lot of what's out there right now is like, just get it done quickly. We just want things done yesterday. And the way that you truly capture the habits, the life that you want to live, is to start stupid simple. Pick a habit that you're like, duh, I can do that every day, and stick with that first. And then you build as you go. Test, trial and error. Allow yourself to be like, you know what? That actually didn't fit for me. I got to adjust. Okay, great. Adjust. Don't allow yourself or don't short yourself because you couldn't follow through on something. Allow yourself to see it as an opportunity to say, okay, this isn't working how I wanted it to. Maybe there's another way I can do this. Or maybe I can shorten the duration of it. Or maybe I can reduce the intensity of it and still be able to do it, right? So a lot of times it can be that simple, and it feels stupid. It feels stupid to simplify things so much, but you're going to be better off doing those things than being stuck in that like, well, I just want to be there already, but I can't figure out what to do. Sometimes just to peel back the layers and to really think like, really, what is one area in my day that I can focus on, that I can just like make one stupid simple habit and add it in. So if you have a stupid simple habit, let me know. Find me on Instagram at wellnesswithdanny.s and share with me your stupid simple habit, because the more that we share these things, the easier that it gets to apply these things to our lives, to be like, oh, you know what? I could do that too. That's something I want to do. I should try that, right? So sharing is caring, right? And what we really want to do is keep things as simple as possible, make it feel stupid, and continue to grow our confidence in that. Continue to do the things that we say we want to do and make it so simple that we can't say no to it, that there's no resistance to it, right? So would love to hear from you guys. And as always, if you feel so inclined to, share, leave a review, and rate the podcast, because it allows me to see like what you guys are loving and if this is resonating with you, right? So I appreciate you guys so much. And as always, take care, stay well, and we will see you in the next one. Just one thing before I let you go, I wanted to name this one thing real quick. If this conversation has brought up feelings in you around food, your body, or you kind of felt that, man, like I know these things and I know better and I'm still feeling off or stuck, then that's exactly why I created the Confident Eating Project. It's a space for you to start to understand more of what your body needs and build confidence with food without dieting or using tracking as an obsession, and starting to build a foundation that you can lean on for the rest of your life. There's two options. There's a self-led option where you can go through things on your own, and that is available to you at any point. And there's also a live option that I open up a few times a year. So I'll link both of the options in the show notes for you to check out if you feel like that support is needed. If not, there's no pressure, just support that's there if you need it.